Welcome to Ignite Your Soul Connection Season 8. This year we're talking about coaching for the soul. And this is day 4, Chakra Healing. Yay! I don't know if you've been following us each night, but it has been amazing. My name is Shemsu-t. I am the founder and owner of Masterforce, and I happen to really engage every night in the facilitation of this conversation. So I get full and I learn something new each time. For instance, on Monday, if you were with us, we spoke with Alanda and Angel, and they shared stories with us about how pain heals. And then on Tuesday night, we spoke with Lisa Anderson, and she shared dynamically about mirror work, really being able to see the secrets of your soul. And then on Wednesday night, we had Timothy Glenn from Light out of Tennessee come in and share with us about shadow art. Now, all of these conversations, they may seem to have unique names or names that you're not familiar with, but it's really working with different qualities of your soul and getting intimate with the inner workings of who you are. And that's what Masterforce coaching is about. And then tonight, we're going to be speaking with Nini or Qiana Thompson about the chakras and actually how to use those to heal. So we suggest that you sit back, get you some tea or some water, and get ready to take notes. Now, if you missed any of those other programs, you can always go on the Ignite Your Soul Connection fan page and click on the replay. And then tonight, if you have any questions while we're working, feel free to put your questions on that page, because we do have other coaches moderating and speaking with us, right? So thank you for being with us. And now I'd like to introduce you to Qiana. What do you prefer, Qiana or Nini tonight?
Tonight, let's go with Nini.
Okay. So what I love about Nini is Nini has become one of our major facilitators. So in the last 2 or 3 years, she has been doing all of the training, or most of the training, around certifying life coaches. And that has been huge for the work that is taken off of my person. And I just really adore her. And I'm not the only person that she supports. I think you support everybody on the planet, don't you? Don't you?
I do.
Every time I see you, I want to say, okay, go home.
Yeah, I've been home though.
Yes,
2017 has set me down. This has been year home. So I have been sitting down and supporting the whole world at the same time. Balance. I've been finding balance this year.
Well, and I guess it really does help that your husband is also a Masterforce life coach. So he gets to work with you inside of the concepts, and you all have this amazing dynamic, and your family is, they're a part of Masterforce. Yes. So Nini, why don't you go ahead and tell people about you so they can know why I love you so much.
Thank you so much, Mo. I'm Nini Thompson. I'm known on Facebook. I think my Facebook name is Nini Thompson, but I'm known as Qiana. Also, people call me Q. But I'm an executive life coach with Masterforce, and I got certified in 2014. I'm so bad with dates. I literally just had to go look at my certification to see, like, when was it? 2014 is when I got my certification, and then a couple years ago, like Mo said, I began to facilitate the Masterforce curriculum, and I've certified, I think, between 6 and 8 coaches up under me. And some of the ones that were on tonight, you saw Angel and you saw Lisa, they were certified to me. So I was like extra happy to hear them speak, and I'm like the mama bear in the background watching, like, yes, oh my God, I'm taking notes from them, right? Like, oh my God, a nugget. Oh yes, Lisa, yes. Oh, Angel, yes. So I'm like cheering them on as the mama bear in the background. So I was really excited for them to answer the call and to go out and just knock it out the park and really share and teach earlier this week. So I'm grateful. And then of course, Landy and Tim are executive coaches, and they are like, all that. So I kept saying, t-shirt. I was like, tweetable. Like, Sam, I'm like, he's talking about he the boring one. Please,
I know. Didn't you want to just hit him? Right.
I was like, no. What? I'm like posting like, oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one.
I loved you doing that, because he was like, yeah, I can hear that. That is so amazing. And then to see it again and
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, so this week has been phenomenal. So I've trained coaches, and it's so great to be able to do that level of the work, because it's definitely next level. I also am the owner of Holistic Harmony Inc., which is my coaching, counseling practice. I am also a licensed professional counselor by trade as well. So I do both. I do a little of both. I'm mostly coach though, but I still do have my counselor's hat. So I have Holistic Harmony, and then I am a homeschool diva. I homeschool my son. Started our journey almost 2 years ago. It's about a year and a half now.
Wow.
We started around the end of 4th grade, and now we're at the middle of 6th.
Wow.
We're doing that, and that's never a dull moment. It's very exciting. That's probably how I really got to slow down in my life, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna homeschool, and then I was like, oh, it takes this much work and energy and effort. Oh, okay. So that was a lot of how I sped up and slowed down at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's been really interesting. You definitely want to be aligned to keep up with, 11-year-old master genius who has basically all his, these last 5-6 years have been a part of Masterful. Right. So
well, I think one of the things I remember when we were looking at the whole homeschooling conversation, the school really was not fulfilling their promise with him. You remember? I mean, it was always this issue. He's a problem. He's this and he's that. And I think I remember taking a stand with you, like, listen.
Yes, you and each and every, you still with me. You stay with me a whole, 1,000%. Each and every kind of put the bug out there, like, have you thought about it? And I was like, you know what, I have, but not really. But let's talk about it. Let's see what it is. And then y'all still with me. You're still for me. You're still with me. Still for him.
Still for him. I would say still for him, because we could. It was almost like every week, every other day, it was something, and then we start talking about they need to put on pills, and they, how many people I hear that conversation with regularly?
A lot. A lot. I know a lot of people who have personally, who kids are, that's how they got through school with medicine and people and things of that nature. And, to each his own, but that's not the path I wanted for my son and my family. That was not going to work. So,
But I am grateful for you doing that. That's huge. Thank you. I just wanted to put that in there, because that makes a difference in the long run. It really does. Especially for us.
His confidence and self-esteem is like amazing. The first thing people ask you, I was talking to another homeschool mama, and we agreed the first thing that people ask you when you say you homeschool, they're like, how does he socialize?
Right.
He talks to people like the same way you do.
When I was homeschooling, my favorite part was the field trips. Like, I think we did field trips on Mondays and Fridays. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, the socialization, the easiest part. My son can talk to anybody, no matter what age they are, from a baby to an 80-year-old. He can have a conversation with anybody. So, it's like, okay. And that's what I love, to see him be able to talk to people and have conversations and be able to talk about so many different things, because we talk about so many different things. He can have a chakra conversation. He can have a basketball conversation. He can have, a YouTube conversation.
Nutrition.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nutrition, yeah. Definitely. So it's like what he can talk about any and everything. He talk about things in the world, he can talk about things outside the world, spiritual, just whatever. So that makes me happy. That makes me very happy.
That's beautiful, Qiana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad you put that part in. What did you call yourself? Homeschool mama? Homeschool diva?
Homeschool diva, yes. And then I also am a Young Living independent rep. So I sell essential oils. I help people to literally rearrange their whole medicine cabinet and use something more natural ways to support their family. Their family. And also I help them to start their businesses too. So that's one of the things I love about Master Force AMIYL business, that I can get other people started on their financial journey as well. Because I train you to be a coach. You can go make money. I teach you how to transform your medicine cabinet. You can help other people transform their medicine cabinet. So it's kind of like a circle of life type of thing. So I help people to build their business and transform their lives.
That's powerful. Yes. Woo-hoo, yes. Millionaire mamas. That's what's next.
Yeah, always staying home and loving on your family. Like, how cool is that, right?
How cool is that? Because that is what's missing and that's what's needed. Loving on our family, loving on our children. We get to provide all the nutritional and hugs and kisses that they need. Mm-hmm. And, get paid at the same time.
Exactly.
Very cool.
So I do a lot. I'm connected to a lot of different organizations. I am the president of Women Unshaken.
Yes.
And we encourage and inspire and uplift women. We give back to our community in various ways. We host a book bag drive every year. We've hosted it for 3 years. We're giving away over 300. I think we did 200 last year. So we're giving away over 400 book bags to inner city youth in Chicago, filled with supplies to get them started in their new year, because it's nothing worse than starting school and not having pen and paper to write with. Yeah. So until we can, bust this system down, this institution, we're going to have our babies prepared to do the work and to learn what they can, all that they can learn and have confidence that they can do it. So we've been doing that. We just did our third one last year, and every year we try to get bigger and better. So we gave away 200 book bags last year.
Wow, that's powerful, Nini. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then 40 under 40.
And then 40 under 40, which is another great organization. And we cater to girls 18 to 24 that are in college. And so we have College Connection. And so what we do with them is just making sure they have workshops, and then even something as simple as making sure they have care packages with things for girls, hair ponytails. What's the things called? The ponytail holders. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ponytail holders, to, feminine products that girls need, young women because they're college students. And then we always write an encouraging note, like, keep going, you got this.
Wow.
Just to just give them a little bit more motivation. And so we have different workshops and stuff that they do. And now we're going to have T3, which is going to be for girls 18 to 24 that's not in college. So we want to help them. We want to reach them too. We want to get them back on track in school, entrepreneurship, a trade, something, we want to help them too. So we're going to have workshops helping them, like, build their resume, figure out if they want to go to school, if they want to start a business, they want to, kind of give them some answers and some options. So we're doing that with 40 under 40, and I love those sisters too.
Yeah, you guys are powerful. I love the power of the young women, like under 40, whatever. I don't know if they call, I don't know them titles, millennials, X-gen, I don't know what they are, but I was telling my daughter, I said, I love the generation under 40, right? Or even, mostly under 45 maybe, because there's this freedom to really explore. I get to get my training from you guys. I probably am more of a millennial at 60 than I was, when I was your age, right? But their freedom to create and own your life, and then to already be present to serving and giving back, that's huge. You know, that's huge.
Yeah.
You get to do all of that and not try to do it all at the same time, but to have time for all of it. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That does. It really does. It's really, really wonderful. Like when I look over the last maybe like 5 years of my life, it has been really of service. Like has been a really big push. I've always done service. I'm also a member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. I'm happy
Yeah.
today is blue so I can represent my blue. But and we do start, they, as a whole do service. So it's just I've always just had a heart for service. I've always wanted to help people. I'm a big advocate of the underdog. I remember being in school and being the one like, no, don't pick on, like fighting the bullies. Like, no, don't pick on them. No, leave her alone. Like, no, she my
Right.
friend now. How about that? Now go ahead somewhere. So
Yeah.
I always been a big advocate for the underdog. Want to take care of people and serve.
That's powerful.
To be able to do that in my life, to
Yeah.
have the capacity to be able to give no matter what, to
Yeah.
be of service no matter what.
And you're of service to your family too. So that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you find people, they'll give everything out in the street and then they come home, leave me alone. You actually do, I see you balance both, and that's
Yeah, I'm
important.
definitely a service here.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might differ, like, oh, she not, but I definitely have a service at home.
Yes.
I just try to balance it all out with home and outside, and I've learned that though. I've learned that over the years. It wasn't always like that. Sometimes it would be more, either I was more home or more out. So I had to find a balance and work that out. And a lot of that came from Master Force. A lot of it came from me knowing more about myself. So
Yeah.
one of the things that you learn throughout the course, you learn about you. And so I was like, oh, I'm an Ace of Diamond. So that's my destiny card.
Mhm.
And Ace of Diamond is more of a loner.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it's
need all this
also
energy, right?
it's also the work, love and money balance. And it
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, now I see why I have this balance,
The struggle.
why
Yeah, it's a struggle until you
yeah, well,
get
I
the
had this
balance.
struggle.
Right.
Okay, I get it.
Mhm.
Going more into my, my natal chart reading, my astrology reading, learning more about like where my Saturn is placed, where my Venus is placed. It was
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, this is why I do certain things. This is why I communicate the way I communicate. This is
Yeah.
why, I'm a hard worker. This is why I like to serve. So kind of knowing these things and putting them into perspective helped me to find my balance.
I can hear that. That's powerful. Thank you, Nini. Good. All right, but let's get on into chakra healing and what it is, because we want people to really get clear about the work that they can do when they're alone, right? One of the reasons why you can spend time alone is so that you can do the work inside of yourself. And you don't need anybody to help you. We're going to post videos or whatever to give you a little more after we share tonight. But why don't you go ahead and start off with telling people what answering the question, what is chakras?
So yeah, let's just jump right in. So I actually I always try to make it so just simple because I
Yes.
feel like a lot of times when we hear these words chakras, then it's like, oh, she just said destiny cards. Like, what is all she's talking about, right? And then it becomes like wah, 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 because you don't know, you don't get
Right.
it. You're like, whatever. She's talking hocus pocus. So I like to break it down so that it's no longer hocus pocus, but it is reality and it's understandable and overstandable so that you can grasp it. And like Moo just said, you can get aligned on your own. We have been taught to look for external help, and the thing we need is already inside of us. So chakras are already a part of us. We just don't know about them. And I won't say we don't know. We're not aware because we all are knowing. So we're just not aware any longer. And so we just have to become aware of what chakras is. So chakras are basically vortexes within inside of us that are connected to our glands. So we're going to be talking about the 7 chakras that are along our spine. So they come down like this. So our torso, you can't see my bottom hand, but my bottom hand is right in my belly pretty much. And then lines up right up in here. So they're vortexes of energy that we have. So a vortex, if you think about or tornado, you know how a tornado is shaped and it kind of moves in like a circular, you know, a little motion like this, like a little energy. So we have small little vortexes going all along our spine, and they're constantly like moving, and this is like a little ball of energy.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically what they do, they connect us to our God or our universe or a higher power, and they connect us to the earth. So it's like if you could think of like a string of like a white light. Picture a white light, and it's gonna come out of the top of your head, but it's gonna go all the way down to the earth, and it's gonna make like a loop, and it's gonna keep doing like this. Okay, because energy is always moving. So your chakras aren't just like standing still. So your chakras are moving. So it's just like the earth. The earth spins on the axis, but it spins around the sun, but it's also moving at the same time that it's spinning. Same thing. We do this exact same thing. So these are moving inside of us like whoop, 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 whoop. And then we have the energy that's coming like this, that's flowing through. So it comes all the way up and through us.
Wow, that's a beautiful artistic expression too. I could just see that as you were doing that spinning around and going up, like, you know, that's pretty much what it does too. And that's the energy of it. That's how we literally get our energy.
Yes, that's how we connect. That's how we get what we call downloads. But it could be like, you could say like, oh, I hear God's voice. I hear, you know, universe talking to me. This is how we get our downloads. How we get information. It comes from the cosmos. It comes right directly to us. And it comes directly from the earth. So the earth is, you know, we're rooted to the earth, we're connected. And so it's giving us information. And also the cosmos is giving us information. So this is how when we sit still and we're aligned and our flow is flowing really good, it's going like woo, 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 all the way through, we can get these downloads. We can get this important information that we need to have.
And you know what I would just add to that, because you just defined it so well, is that the energy coming down is usually considered a masculine energy. You know, the universe is the masculine, and the energy coming up is usually considered the female energy. So, you know, you have Mother Earth and Father God all, you know, coming at us. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, that's perfect, Mo. Yeah, you have both the masculine and the feminine energy circling through you, giving you the downloads that you need. So you have the nurturing and you have the more structural, giving you what you need.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So now that people have an idea of how we get that energy, what is it about the chakras that we need to be concerned about? Do we need to do anything with them? You know?
Yeah. So what I've learned and I've been paying attention to is that if we don't do something with our energy, somebody else will. So we want to be very mindful of our own energy and be intentional with it so that we can manifest in our lives the lives that we want. We could create what we need for our homes, for our families, and for our communities, you know? So you want to be very mindful of your energy, and you want to know about the chakras, and you want to know about, you know, how people use energy, because what happens is that most times people use energy to get you to do something. So I get you to go to work, I get you to watch certain TV shows, I get you to buy certain things, I get you to you know, go certain places. So and it's fine. I just think people should know and understand how using it so that we can understand and we can use it ourselves and manifest and create for our own homes and lives and families and communities. So that's I think that's very important that we know about it and start to recognize it. And once you become aware, I think, you know, you have to sit still, you have to do some work, you have to do some research. So I always tell people, whether you're my client, a student, don't take nothing I say even at face value.
Exactly.
Go to the library. Go to the library. Go to Google. Like, this is the
On
information age.
YouTube University, right?
YouTube, exactly. Like, this is the information age, and we don't know how long we'll have access to it. So while we do, let's just go all out. Let's research. It's research, research. So go to do different things. Go, talk to different people and really feel what resonates with you.
Yes.
And then go from there.
Okay, well, let's start doing some work. You want to start at the root, or you want to start at the crown? Where you want to start?
Let's start at the root.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the root chakra is at the bottom, and it is with your reproductive glands. It controls your sexual development and secretes your sex hormones. It's also so this is the one that connects your vitality to your family, to your family of origin, your immediate society, and the global community. This is the direct connection to Earth. This is the one that grounds you. This is usually developed real early, like between 0 and 7 years old. So you want to this is the one, is like security, financial security, physical security, like safety, stability. If you find like in your life that you're not real stable, maybe move a lot, or you have a hard time with even like paying bills, things like that, you'll find that you're having some root chakra probably is closed or need some work done around that one.
Yeah, and the thing about the root chakra that's interesting now, we're starting to hear the whole conversation of molestation. So that is a root chakra trauma, and a lot of people are doing a lot of work on the mental and emotional side, but they really do need to do work on the root chakra so that people can get the release. You know what I'm saying? And especially, people talk about that it's mostly women that's molested, but a lot of young boys are molested, and this changes them. If it's under the age of 7, they take on something about themselves for the rest of their lives that maybe is not true. It's just something that they've connected to. So that root chakra is very, very important for doing work in. So how would somebody actually work in the root chakra to get themselves grounded or actually charged or healed in that area?
So for grounding, what I like to do, it's kind of cold now, but to walk barefoot.
Oh yeah.
Walk barefoot directly onto the earth and some dirt and some sand to connect. You want to, I'm in Chicago, that's why I said it's kind of cold. So it's cold here, but that's it's very grounding to just put your feet in dirt and ground. I actually saw someone do an electricity grounding experiment because we're all electric, and he showed how in a ground, if you think about electricians say they grounding something, they stopping the electricity flow. So he put his feet in the dirt, and so it grounded him. He no longer was electric. He got out of the dirt, and he was able to, even with his body, charge something.
Wow.
So
yeah.
So it's powerful. Grounding is powerful. So if you're feeling a little unstable, walk barefoot. Walk barefoot. You need to be surrounded by earth. So if you have plants in your home, you want to sit with your plants. If you have fresh fruit in your home, you want to sit with your fruit. You want to become just real present to it and meditate with it. Just kind of sit with it, just kind of touch it, eat it. The apple, eat it. Orange, you want to eat some life. So you want to think earth. When you think grounding, you think root chakra, you want to think earth. And there's plenty of meditation out there specifically for root chakra. Videos. Shemsu-t has made some. I'll be sharing those links. So you want to she has songs and it's just beautiful, everything. So you want to get those and play them. You want to get, like I said, if you have fresh flowers or plants in your home, walk barefoot. If you're somewhere warm, actually go outside and walk barefoot, but just take your shoes off. Take your shoes off, plant your feet down, and sit still. And if you have had some sexual trauma, you probably need, I would say, get professional help. To have somebody walk the journey with you.
Yes.
Because you could be opening up a lot. So that was gonna say about the chakras too. If you're not opening them, is good and activating them, but you want to make sure that if you have trauma, that you have somebody to do it with you, because opening them up can also open you up to negativity and pain at the same time. So if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it.
Yeah. And the only thing I would add to that is that another sign that your root chakra is closed is constipation, because it deals with the organ of the rectum. So if you have any constipation issues, that's a sign that you need to really let go. And then, it's like developing trust. It's like trusting the process inside of that, right? Like, in order to feel safe, you have to know that the universe is there for you, and that the universe will provide, and that the universe, all of that is inside of that work. So, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was about to say, Moo. That's really good. I was going to say the emotional dysfunction includes stress, anxiety, restlessness, fears of letting go, scarcity, poor boundaries. Health issues include joint pain, lower back, elimination problems, obesity, constipation, anorexia, and poor immune system.
Yeah, anorexia. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's some type of eating disorder. So you could either be eating
too much or too little. Or not,
or not enough. Yeah. So and then, like you said, the elimination problems, the constipation, and it's the scarcity and the lack of, fear of letting go.
Fear of letting go. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if I let this go, I won't have enough, or there's not enough. And that's certainly not a true conversation in this universe, is it? Right? We've all had to do that work.
No. Yeah. And that's where, like I said, like if money problems, or like the paying the bills, or the stability and things of that nature, there's that scarcity, thinking that you're not going to have enough.
Very cool. And so what else in that? Because I know
the color is red. I'm sorry, I didn't say the color.
Okay.
The color for is red. So colors play an important part in our life. And that's another thing that I think is important for people to know, because just like our energy, we use people, if we don't use it, other people will. Same thing with colors, and how people can use our energy is through color. So everything in advertisement is so specific with color.
Oh yes.
So red is the root chakra color. So when you think of that, even look at, like, when you see AIDS World Day and things of that nature, they use the color red.
Yeah.
They use the color red.
And that's a direct communication to try to keep you hooked inside of that discomfort, that fear. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So you want to know that. So that's another thing that you can do if you're working with your root chakra, that you can wear red.
Or you can put red on your bed. I remember when I was doing root chakra work years ago, I put red covers on my bed. And I knew that I had to change it, because at some point I couldn't sleep in my bed. And I was like, why can't I sleep in my bed? Then it's like, that red was too much. I think I went to brown after that, I had to reground myself, right? I was like buzzing, right? But yeah, that's great. Color. Okay, so color therapy is good. Very good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else with the root?
I think just knowing that the importance of the root chakra, that it being the lower one, the first one, and is connected directly to the earth. If that one is blocked or working at lower capacity, you really can't get the light to come up any further than that. So you don't actually get to activate the rest of them. So although it's people like, oh, it's just the first one, or it's people say lower and higher chakras. It's a very important chakra, because if it's not working at its full capacity, it's not activating its full capacity, none of your energy can't flow through the rest of them.
Well, I know that there are quite a few people that say, metaphysicians and, you know, light workers, that say that our whole society is stuck in the lower 3 chakras.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And once you start like learning about them, you definitely can see that. Like I see it. That.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look at all of, like, you know, I don't watch what people call the news, but people talk about it a lot. So when you listen to those type of conversations, or if you watch those type of things, you can see that the world is operating pretty much in those 3 chakras.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So now let's go here to the next one. So that was 1. What's 2 now?
2 is the sacral chakra. And it's connected to our adrenal glands. It regulates the immune system and our metabolism. It's relationships, creativity, sexuality, control, and money. It's our time of developing individuality and realizing we are a separate entity from our parents and family. We learn about the polarity of opposites, male and female, positive and negative. And it is orange.
The color is orange. Okay.
The color is orange.
And then, so where it's located? Where would you say it's located?
That the sacral is right above the root. Mm-hmm. So the root would be considered kind of like your ovaries or your testy type area, your pretty pocket. I don't know what people call it. It would be around that area, and then the sacral is right just above it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just right above it.
Okay. And the color is orange.
And the color is orange.
Okay. And so you mentioned the adrenals. So the adrenals usually sit on top of the kidneys, right?
Yes.
So yeah. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the
chart.
The organs, yeah. Okay, so the organs are bladder, prostate, ovaries, kidneys, gallbladder, and bile and spleen.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's right there, kind of that middle area. So men who have a lot of prostate problems, especially I've been seeing like the prostate and cancer. I like to say them together, so I say it in. Mm-hmm. Has been on the rise in men, especially melanated men.
Yes.
So they haven't. So you see that, like, oh, it's some sacral chakra work that probably needs to be done. The bowel, the gallbladder. A lot of people have their gallbladder removed. Like, oh, we don't need that. The spleen too. Oh, we don't need that. Just take it out.
Right, when it's actually just blocked, right, from the.
And it's just blocked.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting about that is that it's the sacral chakra, as you said, is also our seat of creativity, and in that area you have so many people, like you just mentioned, they have their gallbladder removed, they have their spleen removed, and then you also have a lot of women that have tumors. Your fibroid tumors are coming in, and they're in that sacral area. So it's like our process of creating is what has to be stimulated.
Yes, it's really stifled. If we even think about our school systems at a young age, it's really, really stifled. They have gotten rid of a lot of the creativity part of school, the stuff that kids actually like, the music, the art, crafts. They have gotten rid of a lot of those.
The right brain technology, the stuff that stimulates the genius.
Yeah. The right brain, yeah. They've gotten rid of that. So, you know, that stifles creativity. And then when we have, you know, the overworked two-parent home. And I don't want nobody to take that the wrong way, because I was an overworked two-parent home too. So
Yeah.
I'm not, it's no judgment. This is how our society is. We have overworked two-parent homes. And so there's no time for creativity there either. It's like, look, come home, cook this dinner, eat it, finish his homework, take this bath, go to bed, wake up
And don't
tomorrow.
bother me, whatever you do.
And don't even think about no craft project tonight. Like, don't even think about it. So, and you know, wash, rinse, repeat, right?
Right.
So if we can't get outside, we can't get inside, then we have these issues with these kidneys and these gallbladders and these ovaries. And a lot of women, because we are naturally right brain, we have the feminine energy. We want to create, we want to, you know, make stuff and, you know, do this stuff. Sing, even dance, you know, things that we could just do with ourselves. We're not able to do it, and then we have a lot of ovary problems and cysts and fibroids and cancers and such things that have to get, well, you know, choose to get our whole ovary or uterus removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And it's something as simple as you letting your creative juices flow, writing your poems, you know, making a painting, singing a song. Me and my kids painted rocks for our Zawadi Bays. We celebrated Kwanzaa with our homeschool group, and we made inspiration rocks and painted rocks, and we all sat down and did it. Something as simple as, you know, something simple as that, getting some creativity out, having some fun.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because creativity is inside of everything. What's unfortunate is that we have attached our gifts with our currency, our gifts with our finances. So if I want to sing, I expect to get paid, right? Right. If I want to make rocks, I don't want to just give them away. I want you to buy them, you know, or if I create this product, I want to sell it to you. And then when we can't sell them, we make that mean something else. Does that, you know, and we begin to shut down. And for women of color, because so many of our gifts used to be, because now we the shit now. Black girl, ooh, I promised I wouldn't say
Yes, boo. Black girl magic up over here.
But, you know, that's turning around. So you're going to see a lot more healing and healthy women, you know, and those tumors are going to start being released. But part of it is being able to use our creativity and, like you just separated those other two, and separating it from our finances. You see that? Like just be, and sometimes you have, sometimes you have to give it away. Yeah,
and you know what I was thinking when you said that? I think too that also our sexuality, because it's also with relationships and sexuality, it's twofold. And so one of the things that I learned on my weight release journey is that my creativity is connected to my sexuality.
Yes.
And so what people would see as, oh my gosh, she's so sexy, was really, oh my gosh, she's so creative.
Yes.
And so because those two are intertwined, but the way society has really just like pushed the sexuality part and not so much the creativity part. And then we have been taught to be kind of shamed and guilty of that. So we have to, as women, especially with these ovary problems and things of that, we have to really differentiate between the two, and knowing that, you know, they are connected. You know, it's nothing to be shamed or guilty about. You know, that causes a lot of problems with our ovaries and things like that, and holding on to fibroids and stuff.
It's so powerful because I love this book, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich talks about, I think it's in chapter 7, sex transmutation. And they say the wealthiest people are those who are comfortable with their sexuality. Now, that book was written for men, but if we turn it around inside of women, you can tell that anytime they want to sell a car, what do? They go find a woman to stand next to the car, right? So we have to begin to own our sexuality, but not so much, the sex part, more the sensual part, because people are attracted to that sensuality. And that's, so if we keep bringing that forward, that would increase our prosperity, because that's what the hindrance is, sharing of our gifts, sharing of our sensuality without having it attached to shame and guilt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And attaching it to the love and the creativity, because that's how things get done. That's how we create. And that in that same chapter that you're talking about, he was talking about how the wealthy men also have these women, like they have their wives.
Yes.
Who got the power, the creativity,
yes,
they're tapping into.
That's right.
That they're plugging into, and they're transmuting and using that energy to build their wealth. And this is why I say, like, it's so important for us to understand how we use our energy, because if we don't, somebody else will, because we're using it, but we're just not creating with it. So we have to learn how to not only physically, have sex, but to spiritually and manifest with that energy.
And really take responsibility for, okay, we know that the social engineering has created this void, but now we have to take responsibility and say, couples is what creates community. You have to have couples in order to have family. And then when you have family, you have community. Single people can't build too much of nothing. It just doesn't, single people, don't get me wrong, it's not a judgment, and I am single, However, the power of couples is just what you just pointed to. The man and the woman create an energy. That's why we teach the course Kundalini Magic, because it's inside of that you can visualize together and bring that creative force at that sacred level, right, into this whole empire building. Okay, but that's another course.
Yeah, that's definitely another course. And like you said, the Kundalini Magic course. But yeah, we have to own it. We have to be responsible for it. And we have to become aware of our energy and things like that. And knowing that, the sacral chakra, like, okay, I'm having some issues with relationships. I'm having, I can't seem to stay in a relationship or whatever. And we always blame the other person. So no, stop. Look at yourself and start like looking over relationships and say like, okay, I'm the common denominator and this is what I bring when I come into a relationship. Yeah. Okay. I want to be more creative. I'm not, skating, roller skating anymore. I used to roller skate. Now I don't roller skate.
Right.
Or, I want to do yoga, but I don't. Or I want to draw. I want to color, but I think, oh my God, it's too kiddie for me to have a coloring book. But I really would like to color in my coloring book.
Oh, we got coloring books? Yes, right.
Yeah. So like really take stock, really take stock and look at what's what's happening in your life. And did we say which organs?
You did the organs, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the color is orange, right?
The color is orange. And if you have blocks in this area, it brings up jealousy, betrayal, control and power plays. So you could be a little controlling. Mm-hmm. Health issues could be uterine or bladder problems, sexual difficulties, impotence, lack of flexibility, sciatica, lower back pain, problems with your large intestines. So if you had any of those type of medical issues, or if you find you're really jealous in relationships or having power struggles, you could need some sacral work done.
Wonderful. Okay, that's 2. Now let's go ahead to 3.
The third one would be our solar plexus, and that one is like at our navel. It's like our stomach area. So it's right above the sacral. Mm-hmm. And that color is yellow.
Yellow, yes.
I love yellow. It's one of my favorite colors. When I painted my hallway yellow, everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's yellow!" I'm like, "Shut up! I love it."
It's bright. It's like the sun. Yeah.
It like the sun. It's bright. It's happy. It's such a happy color.
Yes.
The solar plexus is your pancreas. It regulates our metabolism. It's connected to our intestines, our pancreas, liver, bladder, stomach, and our upper spine. So if you let me see. So it connects us with the energy to take action and is the seat of self-esteem and expressing our personal power, our relationship to the world around us, and our beliefs about our place within it. It's self-honoring, and this is where it starts. It honors emotions, warmth, intellectual understanding, and self-confidence. It's keen awareness of your own power. So it's really your self-power. And I love the solar plexus because this is like your gut. So like when you're about to do something, say like speak in front of 1,000 people, you'll feel like this is the like one you feel the energy moving, right? You feel it like, oh, the vortex is going fast up in there. And it either like propels you to go out and be great, or it's like, nope, I'm not going out there. No problem to no. But this is the self-power. This is kind of like when you get to like owning, yourself, because you kind of like the sacral is kind of like you learning that you're an individual separate from your parents, and then now you're like, oh, I'm confident that I'm this individual, and self-powering.
That's really great. That analogy that you gave about when you get ready to speak, and here in the solar plexus, what's important for us to get is that all of our nerve endings end in the solar plexus. Like that's where all of the nerves in the body, and those nerves go from here and then go up into our brain. So when we breathe, which is one of the most important things we teach in our course, we're literally stimulating the nerves in our solar plexus. So to calm that energy down, and fear and excitement feel the same in your solar plexus. So instead of saying, I'm afraid, what you can do is breathe in that area and realize that it's really just excitement because something is new, something is different, And then if you don't do that, what usually happens is what? Nausea, Yeah.
You throw up.
You get too overexcited there, you really do. So that's good. So breathing is one of those, why the solar plexus is so like is probably one of the most important chakras that we touch on a daily basis if we're breathing correctly.
If we're breathing correctly, if we're breathing, which we teach with the Master Force Curriculum to Breathe to Sense, and we share that freely. So if you watch any Ignite Your Soul, we're breathing on all of them, all 8. All 8, we breathe it, right? So it's very important to breathe, and then you find like you can calm down the that energy. You can calm the energy and relax yourself by breathing. So the solar plexus is important to our self-esteem. So you can kind of see how they build upon each other already. So if my root chakra, if something happened in my root chakra years and I didn't get that developed right, I'm probably not going to have high self-confidence or self-esteem about myself. And so then I could either be super really shy, or I could be a straight up bully because I'm having these power struggles, right? And I don't have confidence. And so people always think like, bullies are very confident. It's actually the opposite. They're not confident. So, it's just the polar opposite of a shy person and a bully. It's like a person who just keeps to themselves, won't talk, won't say nothing. And you got the overly person who wants to bully you and make
overcompensating, right?
Overcompensating, exactly. So this is that area. If your root chakra wasn't right, or if your sacral, you know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of just keep building upon each other.
Yeah.
So you definitely, you can see the connection of the flow and how it goes. So you want to make sure you work with that one. So the blocks for this one is fear of rejection, oversensitivity to criticism, the need to exert power over others, hot-tempered, demanding and blaming, judgmental attitudes, feelings of lack of recognition, aloofness, fear of something new, low energy, confusion over which direction to go, and low self-esteem. Some of the health issues include diabetes, hypoglycemia, gallstones, nervousness, low energy, muscle cramps, stomach problems, lumbar, spine, and liver disorders.
Wow.
So it's a lot going on with this one.
A lot going on with this one.
And you had any of these health issues, and I promise, when I read diabetes, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know how many children have diabetes now?
Yeah.
Like, it's an epidemic for our kids.
Yes, it is.
Diabetes.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh my goodness, we need to really do some solar plexus work with these babies because they are having a hard time.
And the babies are telling us that they don't want this GMO food, and we insist on giving it to them. And that's where the power struggle is, because they can't choose for themselves what to eat. They have to eat what they're given, and we don't realize that the children born now, they're coming in here like, I know I don't want that. And we get the controlling stuff, and you're gonna eat what I give you. So that causes the disease to accelerate even faster, because they're in demand to not eat that genetically modified food. So exactly. we need to really create a campaign maybe to educate people around that. So that would be a great thing for us to get our organizations together, all the different platforms that we have, and really have parents look at that, because that doesn't need to be on the rise. That's one of the easier ones to fix.
It is, because it's
nutrition and exercise, recess and healthy food. Come on.
Exactly. And help, and then that plays a part in their self-esteem too, when they can't make certain decisions. We're gonna get to the voice of the male. So they don't have a voice, which leads to other throat issues, which we'll get to that one. But we need them all. They build upon one another. So if I have low self-esteem and I don't have a voice, I'm probably gonna have some issues within my throat chakra as well. So we're setting them up
for failure. And if I can pull in some Louise Hay over here, but she's diabetes, in her book she said is there's no more sweetness left. So why are our children in a situation where they haven't even got to the most challenging part of life, and there's no more sweetness left? That's
I was just saying that to another mom. I was saying, like, we were talking about how everything is just like accelerated. Just period. Whether your kids go to school, homeschool, whatever. Because even homeschool, sometimes I'm like, you do what? What your kid? Like, schedules be just jam packed. So we talk about how everything is like super accelerated, and then by the time you're 12, what's left? Right. Like, you've literally been like overlearning, overstimulated. What's left for you to do? What's left for you even to gain? And and be like, oh, they're so entitled. Well, yeah, because what's next? They feel like I done everything. I've seen everything.
And they have no capacity. You remember that challenge we had when we were teaching ACEs this summer, how the children were like, I'm done. It's like the next day, like we give them the curriculum, I'm done. And it's like, no, you have to actually meditate. It's not that you went through all of, because we're teaching them so much about achievement only. What you instead of what you've applied. You see, and that's what makes them like, that whole testing stuff.
Yeah, everything is just like do it, get the accolades, and then that's where the solar plexus come in too, because the lack of recognition. If I did it and I got an A and you're not congratulating me, something's wrong.
Okay.
Because I got this A. I finished it. You gave me the assignment and I did it in 5 minutes. So I'm teaching a engineering after school class. With the program. I forget about that, but I do that too.
Right.
And so I was like, had to slow the babies down. Okay, so they're from 1st to 3rd grade. So they're like 6 to 8.
Right.
Oh my God, they were like moving so fast and wanted to take the little circuits and snap them and put them together, and they knew how to do it. And I had to like kind of tell them like, no, you're a beginner. Like, oh, I've done it before. I've done it. Like, they wanted me to like give them, and they're 6 and 7 and 8. They wanted me to be like, and I was like, no, you've never done it before. They kept looking at me like, Miss Thompson, we've done it. I said, you've never done it before.
Okay.
I got to tell them, you've never done it with me. So slow down, because this is a new day. We've never done what we're about to do right now.
Can you imagine that a 6-year-old does not have a beginner's mind?
I did not have a beginner's mind. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. They did not have a beginner's mind. I was like, no, you're gonna slow down. So they was like getting so mad at me because I kept making them, so like if they moved before me, I'll make them stop, take it apart, put the piece back. So I said teamwork makes the dream work, and working together as a team. And you've never done it with me as your team leader, so we're gonna take our time. And so they were just like looking like, who is this lady and where's the other teacher at? Because
they talked about you when they got home. Miss Thompson made us go slow. God forbid.
And I already knew how to do it. And they was like looking for accolades, and I'm just like, you can't even follow directions. I'm not giving you an accolade. Like, no, we're going to do this together. So it's just, slowing down and, getting rid of the accolades and stuff like that. My kids, they always get mad at me because I'd be like, well, did you cure something? Did you discover a new planet? Like, no, like, do these timetables and go ahead. So, just, slowing down. And not that you don't praise and you love and nurture, you do all that, but they were like, I'm finished. Like,
yeah,
like
being Speedy Gonzalez was far more important.
That was far more important. I'm like, but you left your teammate, this team, you're not following directions, and you left your teammate, like, just, so it's really interesting. And I know, like, I drove them crazy, but they'll be okay. But
that's another chapter in a different book, because I guess it won't go in this one, but that's another, you forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Yeah, slowing these babies down and helping them to really build their self-esteem and their self-confidence in a way where they don't need accolades. They don't need recognition. So whether whether you get accolades or not, whether you get a hand applause or not, you're great. You're a winner. You're a divine being. So, either way is okay. And so I think that's the importance that we need to be teaching ourselves, so that we can teach our kids that as well.
Yeah, to have that self-acceptance. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, if I was trained in getting applauded, I would never have been doing Master Force for 30 years, because most people don't give me credit for any of it, right? And it's like that's what the beautiful part of it is that you can give it away. When you're separated from that, you can give it away and go do something else. And then you don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're standing around waiting to be applauded, you literally almost sit still until
you become a zoo animal or circus act.
Yes.
You become
What's my next trick I can do?
Yeah, let's just see what this next trick do. It'll give me some applause, maybe it'll give me some money.
Yeah.
But it's gonna give me a whole lot of, whatever likes or whatever people do. I don't know. But it'll get you that. But you won't be fulfilled in the long run. You'll be even lonelier once the applause stop. Yeah. And then you'll be trying to look for the next trick.
And that's all you'll be doing. So you still won't be inside of your creativity.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah. Or your self-esteem or your confidence. And then you won't literally give anything of substance to the world. You won't be walking in your purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. So that's the solar plexus, right?
The solar plexus. So our next one is the heart chakra.
That's my favorite. Mm-hmm.
This was not my favorite move.
Ooh.
Do you know I was stuck for a long time on this heart chakra? I was like,
Ooh.
So the heart chakra
when you're stuck at the heart chakra, what does that look like?
It looks like you not allowing other people to love you, and you not being as loving as you could be. You know, you hold back, you guard it. You're very guarded. You put up a wall. So just the same way you protect your heart from being hurt, you also protect it from being loved.
Wow.
That's what a lot of people do. A lot of people have learned to protect themselves, to be defensive. And in that, we also block love coming and going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get into it.
The heart is the heart, your actual physical heart, and your lungs. It is also connected to your thymus gland, which regulates your immune system.
And the thymus is like right up here. So it's right here. That's why when we do tapping, we're actually stimulating the thymus glands. It's like two little spots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right.
So the heart chakra is where we begin to see the possibilities of the internal and external world, the world of spirit and of form. It holds a sacred spark of the divine and intuition of the mother. We are able to forgive. Our lungs are clear and our immune systems are healthy. So this is like the bridge between the upper and lower chakras. So this is when we start kind of getting more, and we're figuring out. So now we know that we're a person, we're individual outside of anybody else, but we're also a part of community. We got that. Now with the heart chakra, we're learning that there is a spiritual world that we're connected to as well.
Yes. And that's the work that we're doing as a society. I love what Timothy spoke on this last night, and you just alluded to it, like, you can go fast and you can try to get ahead of everybody else, but we're all in this together. So we're all working to get to the heart chakra. That's why we're getting bombarded with so many deaths and so much loss and so much grief, to really open us up, as a society, and really value love, to value love. We don't have love as a value. As a whole,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That's one of the things me and my friend talk about. She lost her son earlier this year in July to violence. And this is what we say. People don't value love. They don't value life. They don't value love. Because if you did, you just could not do the things that we've been doing to each other, hurting each other. We've been, hurting. It's just like I don't know. I just remember being younger and the community and value of love was just really different than it is now.
Yes, and we have to put that back
more embraced. Yeah, it was more embraced. We took care of each other. We took care of each other's kids. It was like you couldn't get in trouble on the neighborhood because somebody was gonna be like, "Hey, ain't you such and such, baby? Go get back up in that house."
I had one of I was out there gang banging, and I used to be the one carrying the gun because I'm the girl, and I had on a big old coat. There was military jackets, and they just put the gun down in my jacket, and then we go over to the neighborhood and get ready to we shot guns too back then, but anyway. One of the older guys on the street, he say, "Hey, little Rita," and I said, "Huh? Come here." And he put me in the car, put that seatbelt. I said, "What are you doing?" I thought he was trying to grab me. He said, "I'm taking you home." He said, and he said, "Give me that jacket." "This is my jacket. Give me that jacket." I gave him a jacket, and he took me home. He said, "Go upstairs." And I said, "I'm not going upstairs." He said, "I'm sitting here until you go upstairs. Don't have me go up there and get your grandmama." And I went upstairs, and I was mad. I was angry. And then the next day when I heard that somebody got shot and it was part of the people I was with, I was like, okay, Let me be quiet. But that's what community does. You know what I'm saying? That you see somebody out there doing stupid stuff. You know what's going on, and you go get them and you take them home. We want to sit up and say, "Oh, ain't that so-and-so, so-and-so, so," just talk about people. Instead of taking action. But again, we not working our solar plexus because we don't take action. Right. Okay.
Don't take action. And so if you don't take action, now we don't have the capacity to love with this heart chakra and really being open and figuring out and starting to be connected to our spiritual world as well as our earthly world.
Yeah.
And just loving people, loving and the color for heart chakra is green and pink.
So that breast cancer.
Y'all know that.
Cancer. Okay, y'all better stop with them pink ribbons.
With pink. So that's why I try to tell y'all, pay attention to these colors. A lot of things are pink. And it gets you in your heart chakra. So if somebody wants like some sympathy or some love or to really like grab your heart, tug at your heart, make you like sad and oh my God, they're gonna use pink.
Isn't that something? But the universe uses green. Look at everything that's green. Everything is green. Oh my God. Yep. And the best detox drink you can have is a green.
It's green. It's green. So if you are having some heart chakra problems, you need green juice. You have liver problems, like your liver cleaning juices are green.
Wow.
The greens. Yeah.
Don't you just love how the universe is just, I know, right? But it's just, sometimes I just get so moved by how protected and taken care of we are when we are aware.
Yes. Everything we need is literally inside of us. Wow. And the universe, we're made of everything that's inside of the universe. So everything's connected. Everything, every DNA in the world that has a DNA comes from us.
Yeah.
So we're connected. So everything we need is already inside of us, and the universe provides.
Wow.
So we technically provide. So greenery everywhere. If you having some heart chakra problem, you need a plant, you need to go hug a tree, because literally all we're surrounded by greenery.
Yeah, it's right there. Open the window and look outside.
Take a walk. I think walking is like underrated.
Really nature, baby. Nature is the best gift in the world. That's right.
Yeah. Especially if you're somewhere where you actually have a lot of it. Like if you're in a city, we don't have a whole lot, but we can go places. We have designated places where
That's why we have to go. That's why Teresa's down there in Puerto Rico right now.
Yes, and doing great work down there. Hey, Teresa. She's probably singing and watching.
Yeah, she's doing so much great work. We love it. Oh my God, that's so amazing.
Yeah. So if this one is blocked, the higher chakras cannot be accessed. So we pass through the heart. This is like resentment and anger, guilt, feelings of despair, lack of forgiveness. And so for me, when I said my heart chakra, I was not trying to fool with this heart chakra, y'all. Forgiveness was a big one for me.
Okay.
Being able to forgive people once they have hurt me. I was like, oh, you won't be able to do that again? No. And so I wouldn't forgive. And so I had to really do a lot of work around forgiveness.
Now, did you actually have an opportunity to do the work and then recreate the relationship, or did?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes. And it's so funny because one of my friends who's now a coach, Qiana Alexander, she trained under me. We didn't talk for I think like 5 years. We had a disagreement, and then we didn't talk. And she did reach out to me, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." But I was not on a forgiving train, y'all. I was not on a forgiving train, and it took me doing some work. And I had made a vision board, and I had put forgive.
Oh wow!
and the vision board. I think that was like maybe like 2 years ago now. And I was like, and I didn't even really understand the significance when I put it either. I didn't even I just said, you know what, I need to work on some relationships and I need to forgive. And I just left it alone. And I had no idea that I was actually going to do the work. But I ended up doing the work.
Yeah.
So you put it out there, the universe was like, oh, you ready? Okay, let's do this.
And be open to it. Wow.
Yeah. And so we did the work and we mended our relationship. And then she ended up becoming MFC life coach.
That's powerful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look at you. You and Tammy just keep us moving.
Yeah, I do the work. And I think like, because I literally do the work that people see it.
Yes.
And then like, oh, well, I want to do some of this work too. I want to, do some. And so then they do it.
Yeah.
It's a good, I think it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
It is a beautiful thing. Yay! Yay, work.
Do the work. So health issues with your heart chakra include high blood pressure, breathing difficulties, circulation problems, shortness of breath, chest pains, disorders of the heart, tension between the shoulders. So you have any of those health issues, you probably need to be working on your heart chakra.
Ooh. Okay.
And remember, you can't access the next ones. The next one, which is over the heart, is our throat chakra.
So chakra number 5 is the throat chakra.
Yes, number 5 is the throat chakra. And this chakra is so like even dearer to my heart than our heart chakra. I got plenty of stories about the throat chakra. And all week while I've been listening, I kept saying, oh, I can't wait to get to that throat chakra. Because all I kept hearing was like throat problems or something. I'm like, yep, wait till we get to this throat chakra. Because I really find that if people have gotten access past the heart, they get stuck right here. This is the second stuck point. You get stuck right up in here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our voice. So it's connected directly to your thyroid gland, which regulates your body temperature and your metabolism, your bronchial tubes, your vocal cords, your respiratory system, all areas of your mouth, including your tongue and your esophagus.
Wow.
So if you find like that, you have any of those type problems, any of those, especially thyroid. I had a lot of thyroid issues like that. And 1 year, I think that was like a big thing. I'm like, why is that about this thyroid? But everybody was having like thyroid problems. I'm like, throat chakra. So your throat chakra is your choice, your willpower, the right to speak and be heard. We manifest what we want in life. A healthy throat chakra makes your voice clear and it resonates with truth. The words are a creative expression of the honesty and trust we feel within.
Okay.
So it's very important. So this is another one where kids usually get stuck a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on both sides. So I used to say my favorite saying was, I would chop you in your throat. Right? Like that was my thing. Like a kid would say something like one of these 3 over here. I'm like, oh, I chop you in your throat. Say it again. And then they're like, oh, my throat hurt. Like I didn't even chop them, but I stifled, whatever they wanted to say. I stifled it. I took away their choice real quick. And so they would have problems. I remember one time when I was younger, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I had a very bad throat infection, a virus actually. And my whole mouth was covered with, and my neck and throat were covered with some type of like bumps or something. And I was in so much pain. I remember I couldn't talk. I remember I had to go to the doctor. I remember it was the reason why I really remember it was so pivotal because this was the moment I decided I would not take medicine. And I healed myself. My mom made me take whatever little pink bubble gum one is, some type of Cillin. And I was like, oh, Yes. And I was like, nope, I'm not taking that no more. And I think from that point on, I was just like over medicine. I didn't take medicine anymore. So that's why it's so pivotal. But then when I took the Master Force class, Dow of Parenting, and we had to think about illnesses. And I'm thinking the curriculum too, the Master Force curriculum.
Yeah.
We had to think about different illnesses. And it popped up for me again. I'm like, man, my throat. Like, my mom is not a stifling person. Like, she really did let me speak my mind freely, most, I guess 99.9% of the time, but I'm guessing that one time she was like, I'll chop you, like I'll chop you real quick. So I ingested it, and I created a virus in my throat.
Wow.
But then I learned how to heal myself. So
yeah, you know, a lot of times when we hear people say that they have a sore throat, we immediately know that they've been swallowing angry words, you know, and it's so important. I remember when Alanda lived with me in, somebody asked me to switch over when I'm talking. When Alanda lived with me in Iowa for a little while, we were at this wedding. And I think she might have been 12 or 13. And we were working in the kitchen, getting the reception, getting the food together for the reception. And I asked her to do something. And she said something under, you know, how young people talk under their breath. And I said, don't talk back to me like that. And she went on and did whatever I asked. And then this elder white woman came over to me. And she said, Rita, can you help me get this together? So I went and helped her. And she quietly said to me, she said, you know, there really is no such thing as talking back. She said, if we don't teach children how to speak to us in a way that they can be heard and understood, they won't know how to speak to other people. And this is how they get their practice. And I was like, oh, makes all the sense in the world, right? And then I thought about that because growing up, not only could I not talk back, I couldn't even ask a question.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got things thrown at me, punishment, beat. I mean, you backhand, you know, you don't even know what's coming. Don't question me, boom, you know. So here I was, you know, as a young adult, because, you know, I was still in my early 20s, and my children weren't quite, you know, I think my oldest was probably 1 or 2 years old. But I got to practice that with Alanda, you know, teaching her how to speak in a way, you know, like what's not called talking back, but being able to speak freely, you know, but really understanding that how you speaking to me needs to be in a way that honors who I am for you, you know, and that was huge. So when my children were growing up, they really, you know, they really could speak. There was no threat of getting their throat chopped.
I stopped with the throat chopping. I did. I stopped with the throat chopping. That was another, you know, learning.
Yeah, we're learning. Exactly. But that's how it was growing up for us. Like, you don't have a voice. And then you get to jobs and you wonder why people don't speak up for themselves, or even why in our society we don't speak up, and it's because we did not learn how to speak in the presence of authority. We didn't learn how to do that. So we have to get to a point like you're talking about where we have to open that up. And as we open that up, there's going to be some pain first, because we have to recognize that it's closed.
Yeah. And then you have to, you know, just kind of keep practicing, keep working it. I think like my son, I said, we were out at a workshop, and the instructor asked a question, and my son leans over and he's like, Mom, it's iron. I said, I didn't even ask a question. He's like, can I say it? And I'm like, yeah. So that was like, so he raised his hand, he said the answer, whatever, and the guy was like, okay, good. So then he had asked, we're building a bridge. So he asked about the bridge, we had our prototype, and so none of the kids said anything. They were just looking like, so I started talking, and so the other mom was like, no, let the kids talk. I'm like, well, they just sitting here. So automatically in my head, I was thinking, presentations, more public speaking. I gotta, work with him so he could feel more comfortable speaking. 'Cause he's fine, like one-on-one, he got it. But he was like, I'm not talking in front of these people, like, So just,
when he's around us, he sure does talk. He don't have any problems.
Oh yeah, he think he Master Force certified already, Mo. Like, he think he already Master Force certified. Like, boy. I know. Yeah, so I think just practice. If it's not open, I think practicing, and then making choices. People don't make choices. It's like a meme. It's like a joke about women. And you ask them what's for dinner, or not what's for dinner, but what they want to eat. If you take them on a date, well, where you want to go? And they're like, well, I don't know, and they can't really make a choice to pick a restaurant. And so we joke about it, but in actuality, that's making a choice is part of your throat chakra. Being able to say, you know what, I would like to go to Ruth Chris tonight, or I would like to go to Olive Garden, wherever it is you want to go. I would like to stay home and eat at the house.
It probably is there too inside of what you spoke about earlier, the solar plexus, a fear of rejection. So if I make the wrong choice,
yes.
As we strengthen our solar plexus, we'll speak more about choices.
Yes. Yes.
And then we also need to allow our children to have choices. I remember working with mine. It was always, do you want this or this? So that it wasn't me, wear this. It's like, what do you want, this or this? And then they got to choose. So it's a practice of choosing. Do you want to go here or there? So that they can have that practice. You see that? Because we so in the habit of telling our children what to do. It's just really interesting that we train them like they're in the military. They go to school, they get trained like they're in the military. They go to work. They can't think for themselves because they're waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. So that's part of that creative process to shut down as well. Yeah.
These kids have choices over here. I'd be like,
really? Yeah.
They have a lot.
You can tell. So there's a question that's asked, and just saying, are there mantras or anything that we can do, that actually has to help them open that up?
Yeah. So you definitely can do affirmations. There's so much. There are specific hand movements, which are called mudras. Yes. There are different affirmations. So I feel, I could post it too.
So we'll post the mantras, the videos, because we do have, we can post a lot of the different meditation ones for each chakra too.
Yes.
Okay, we'll post those.
Me and Isha Devi, we made a video on chakras. It's about an hour long. It's kind of extensive too, and it actually talks about each essential oil that can go with your chakras to help balance them as well. Wonderful. There's also crystals that can help balance your chakras. There's a lot.
Yeah, I'll post a chart too. There's a chart that has the organs and the crystals. Yeah. We'll post that. So yes, there are plenty of mantras, and we couldn't include everything in this because of time consideration. But
because it's a lot. Like, it's literally, and I have a I wouldn't say a chapter, but I have a section in my book Cherish Life that's dedicated to chakras as well.
Yes.
A chakra.
Okay. And then what did we say the color for the throat chakra is?
It's blue. It's blue. Blue. So you have like a little tickle in your throat, get you a blue scarf and tie it around your throat, or wrap it around.
And even when you go out to speak, it's important. And then also when you're in the cold weather, protect your throat chakra. Don't be out there like trying to be cute. No, this is one of those openings that you need to protect.
Yes. I always wear my scarf. I never thought about that, but I always have to have a scarf. I don't like it to be open like that.
Yes.
So the blocks, wait a minute. Okay. So blocks is difficult to communicate, weak voice, feelings unclear, and integrity. You could be out of integrity. Your health issues are fevers, ear infections, and you who have a lot of ear infections, babies,
The babies, right?
weariness, thyroid problems or disorders in the throat, ears, voice, neck, your cervical spine, hypothalamus, and esophagus problems.
Okay, that sounds great. Very cool.
So
and go ahead. What were you gonna say?
also, there wasn't any more questions.
No, that was it. They wanted to know about what exercises or mantras. So we're gonna post those.
Yeah, we'll definitely post post that.
Okay. And then we have 2 more. Yay!
Yay! The next one, the 6th one, is your third eye, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it is directly connected to your, what gland is that?
Your eyes.
No. Pituitary gland, which produces hormones and governs the functions of the previous 5 glands that we talked about. The organs, where my organs go? Throat, third eye, is your eyes, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, and your brain.
Yeah. You know, the one of the things that I like to throw out there to people is if you can get you a mask, an eye mask to wear when you sleep, that does a great deal to stimulate the generation of secretions from your pituitary gland, you know, and the melanin in your skin. It really makes a difference. Because your room should be pitch black when you sleep. No lights, no blinking, you know, clocks or any of that. So one way to get around that is to wear an eye mask. You know, it really makes a difference.
Yes, I have an eye mask. Yeah, I have to sleep in the dark.
Yeah.
I can't even.
I do too.
Even if I fall asleep with anything going, like I'm waking up because I gotta cut everything off.
Yeah.
So I have to have complete dark to sleep. So your third eye is your center of divine wisdom, the spiritual eye that seeks to see and know the truth in all things, gives us the power to perceive every reflection from the outer world as a direct call for us to accept it as ours, heal it, and love it. Yeah. So I like to my third eye, I like to tell people, I get to explain it like it's a movie screen.
Yeah.
So it's what you see without these 2 eyes. So it's what you actually see right here on your, your movies, or you close your eyes and you see something happening right now. That's your third eye. It's projecting an image for you, and it's like discernment. It's like you can feel something, or you can, it's kind of like intuition, but it's more like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance, yeah. It's your psychic abilities, your how you can see. One of the movies that my husband, he used to love this movie. It was called Constantine, and I think they made a series about it. But he could see people in their true form. So like you could be in this, this outer shell of, flesh and human and beauty and all that, but he would see like straight through that, and he would see if you were really this, or if you were like a demon or an angel or whatever like that. So he could see your true essence of yourself, and I think like we're able to do that. We're able to see our who we're connected to. We're able to
That's
see
that other Scorpio's favorite movie, Leela. She likes Constantine.
Yay, Leila! Yeah, we be liking
that deep crazy stuff.
That deep stuff. Nah, you gonna go that deep? Oh, we can't help it. We're deep.
You can't help it. I got you.
So yeah, so that's why I think like the third eye is deep. It's spiritual. It's like our spiritual eye that we can use for discernment to see things that aren't physical.
Yeah, and the only thing I would add to that is the fluoride that's in the water that we drink literally calcifies the pineal gland. So it's very important that and we'll post the videos on that too, to decalcify. It's very important to do work to decalcify your pineal gland, because this is where you get your sacred information. This is where your downloads come from. This is also the area that television and commercials attack subliminally. Right? Like you were saying, if you're not putting your own visions in your mind, then somebody else is putting a vision in there
for you.
Yeah, in there for you. And I don't have this recorded anywhere, but one thing that I do know is that when you close your eyes, if you raise your eyes up and act as though you're going to look out of this area, that's a great way to stimulate the opening of your pineal gland in the decalcification. So you literally move the energy into that area and try to look out from your third eye. That's a way to stimulate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I tell people, like, look cross-eyed. Like, you close your eyes and look.
Yeah.
Like you're crossing your eyes up, you're looking up right here, and you stimulate that. And the more you do it, the more you will see things. Like I see all type of stuff, but when I first started, I remember I was like, oh, wait a minute, because I had stimulated it and I was starting to see colors. I was seeing lower chakra colors. And I was like, wait, it's orange and yellow and red. Like, what's going on?
You can connect to all of your chakras through there. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You can scan. I love what you said, how, I can heal myself now. You can literally scan your body by doing the exercise you just said, and scan, and you can see where your trouble areas are. And you can immediately go, and for you can go and get you some oils. And start working on it.
Yes. I do. That's that. I have my oils going now. I have so many modalities. I burned sage before I started, just to clear my room out, clear the air out. I got my oils going in my diffuser, and I have my water. And so just you have to have these modalities in place and to use to practice. And you become a part of your day, and you're always like kind of like stimulating, and you're flowing really well. You're staying aligned. You want to stay aligned. You want to have to do tune-ups to do tune-ups. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have to need to do a tune-up because everything is just like chaotic, and you're super, you're not aligned anymore. So you want to stay aligned. So you just have to do a tune-up, just because you want to do one and you would like to sit still even longer, not because you literally are, in a catastrophe and you have to do it.
Well, and this is the first day of the winter solstice, and we actually started, we started this series around the solstice so that we could help people connect to their soul during this time. So it's just really perfect, so this is a good night, to be inside of working with your third eye, just to really stimulate that, so
yeah. And one of the things, like, I think I must have read it somewhere, is like when people put their foreheads together. So I've been like walking around doing that. Oh my goodness.
Not the nose, the forehead.
Girl. So I'm like, we gotta connect, babe. So like I'm like putting our glands together.
And then to be kissed there is really sacred.
Yes. I love the forehead. Like, that was one of the movies, like the forehead kiss. But I love the forehead kiss. Like, yeah. It's nice. Oh, the fluoride. I want to say about the fluoride. It's in our toothpaste as well.
Yes.
So I make my own toothpaste.
Yes.
The kids don't like it. Well, just the oldest one, she actually doesn't mind. She'll use it, but they don't really like it. They're like, oh my god, because it's not sweet. It's no sugar, so it's not sweet. But we also have a toothpaste that they do like, and it's like all natural and stuff like that. No fluoride and all that. So you want to make sure you're either making your own toothpaste or that you are getting a toothpaste specifically with no fluoride in it.
Yes, very cool. And then the color, and then we'll go to our last one.
The color is this one indigo?
Indigo, yeah.
Indigo. This is indigo, and the if this one is blocked, you could be delusional, unimaginative, indifferent, and have poor memory.
Oh, wow.
Worry is a big problem, being spaced out, and poor concentration. Health issues include headaches, eye problems, pituitary and pineal gland problems, and neurological problems, brain issues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
So if you have any of those, it could be you need to do some third eye work.
And that makes all the sense in the world when we were just talking about the fluoride. Okay.
Yeah. And you'll see a lot of people. I used to work in a hospital on a psych ward. I would see a lot of people with cracked third eyes, like all of these, like delusional, poor concentration, like all of that, things that people would call schizophrenic or schizoaffective. Is usually like the third eye either too open or not open at all, blocked some type of way.
Very cool. All right, and now let's go to number 7.
The last one is the crown chakra. This is number 7. It's our crown chakra. And it is purple.
Or violet.
It's the royal violet. And it is directly connected to our pineal gland, which regulates the biological cycles, including our sleep. It's also our spinal cord and brain stem. And so this one is our direct connection to God. It's our guidance, comes directly to us from the divine and is received through this chakra. It's inspired and filled with grace. We live in present time and our spirits live in the now in harmony with our will and form. Wow. So yeah, so this one is our direct connection, but it's harmony, it's peace, it's us being able to be both a physical being and a spiritual being and finding that balance with that. And that's probably one of the hardest things to do. Because
yes.
So it seems, because the way that we've been worked in society, the different institutions and stuff like that. And this is why I think you see a lot of people in psych wards.
Yeah.
A therapist and working with different people. I could tell like they was struggling. Their struggle was the spiritual and the physical, and kind of finding that balance to be in this physical body and still be the spiritual beings that they are, and knowing all that they know, and just keeping a balance in that. So they would get unbalanced, and that's when you see a lot of people in psych what we would call crazy. But it's not so much that they're crazy, it's just hard to stay in our form and harmony and know all that we know and keep our spirits intact.
It sure is.
So it's super powerful. It's super, super powerful. So to stay grounded, which goes all the way back to the root chakra, because that's that grounding. So you can't have this crown open and not have this root chakra grounding you, because that's when you get to split realities and things of that, and being in, not even split realities, but just being in different dimensions, because we're multidimensional. So being in different dimensions at the same time. So it's very important to be grounded so that we can stay in this physical form in harmony with our spirit.
Yes. And then allow the flow, allow the natural flow.
Allow the flow.
Yeah. And even though, it's so interesting because we've segregated this, we've given names to this, but it's still just the tuning fork, the tuning engine in our body that aligns us with the universe. That's all it is. If you have any of those organs not working, that's when you know that you need to do some work. I mean, knowing the names of the chakras and all that doesn't even matter. You're having issues with your heart. You know that you need to heal, you need to forgive, you need to love, you need to look and see where you're blocked there, and do the work, and your chakra itself will open up. It's kind of both. They work hand in hand. You work to heal your heart chakra is going to open, just as you work to open your heart chakra, it's going to heal your heart. So
exactly. And it's I like what you just said, because I know we have to name things, and we have to define things, but in actuality it's just energy. It's just energy. We just have to break it down so that we can grasp it and understand it. But it's just a continuous flow. It's just moving. It's just energy. It's just moving. And we have to break it down so that we can really understand it and kind of know, okay, this is blocked. I need to work on this. Or this is blocked. But in actuality, it's just energy. It's just flowing through us all the time.
Wow. Yes. So thank you so much. I know we could talk and talk and talk, and we knew that we would have to go over a little bit. So we've gone over about 15 minutes, but we'll post as much information as we can to the Ignite Your Soul Connection page, and you'll be able to, do research yourself and find different information. And then, Qiana, do you have any offerings? And then let people know how they can get in touch with you if they need to set up sessions, if they need to buy some oils or whatever.
Yes, if you need to get in contact with me for coaching or for oils, you can find me on Facebook at Holistic Harmony, Mind, Body, and Soul. I'm also on there as Nini Thompson. You can email the Ignite Your Soul Connection at gmail.com, and just put Nini and then move to make sure I get it. And sorry. Oh, okay. And my battery getting low. Okay. And I'm on Instagram as Qiana_dope-chick. You can find me there as well. And I am doing my next MFC course, start January 20th. If you want to become a certified life coach, then hit us up and let us know. We're starting a new cohort. We do keep these small, so space is limited. So let us know right away. And you can get more information about that. And that's it.
Yeah. Yay. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We have one more night, and that's going to be tomorrow night, where we're talking about food as a frequency with Tammy Matthews, who is now coming to us from Atlanta. And we're going to have an amazing time. Tammy has been on Ignite Your Soul Connected a few times as well. So we thank you for joining us. We look forward to you hanging out with us tomorrow night. And if you need to look at the other replays, look for them on the Ignite Your Soul Connection fan page. And that's a wrap. Anything else for you, Qiana?
That's it. Take care of yourself. Your health is your wealth.
All right. Peace. Good night.